Long ago, when the earth was still young and the moon still listened closely to the cries of humans, there were two villages resting on opposite sides of the Amuru River. One village was called Aegon, meaning land of warriors. The other was called Biku, meaning home of farmers. Though the river separated them, the two villages once lived in peace. In Aegon, the people were known for their strength, hunting skills, and courage. In Biku, the people were known for their farming, kindness, and wisdom. They traded with each other, shared songs at festivals, and even married among themselves. But peace is like a fragile pot. Once it falls, it shatters into pieces that even time cannot fully mend. And the crack in this peace came in the form of a woman named Zainabu. She was born in Biku under a full moon. The elders said the moon paused in the sky the night she was born, as though the heavens themselves admired her. As she grew, her beauty became the stuff of legends. Her skin glowed like morning light on river water. Her eyes were soft but deep like forest pools. And when she spoke, birds stopped singing just to listen. Men traveled from far lands just to catch a glance at her. Women admired her beauty but also feared it. Beauty like this is both a blessing and a curse, old Mama Dada warned. But Zainabu was gentle and kind. She helped her mother fetch water. She cared for the goats. She greeted the elders with respect. She never allowed pride to grow in her heart. Still, fate had already marked her. One dry season morning, while Zainabu was at the river washing clothes, a young man from Aegon saw her. He was Prince Kato, son of the chief warrior. He had come to the river with his friends searching for antelope tracks. When he saw Zainabu, it was as if the world stopped spinning. "Who is that?" he whispered. "A girl from Biku," his friend replied. "Her name is Zainabu." From that day, Prince Kato's heart belonged to her. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into secret meetings by the river. They spoke of dreams, of a future together, of a world where love was stronger than tribes and borders. "I do not care that you are from Biku," Kato told her. "My heart knows only you." Zainabu smiled sadly. "And I do not care that you are from Aegon, but our people care. And their hearts are not as soft as yours. Yet love is a foolish and brave thing. It grows even when danger stands in its way." Soon rumors began to travel with the wind. The warrior prince meets a Biku woman at the river. "The Biku girl has cast a spell on our prince. She wants to steal our power."
They will
Back
steal
in
our
Biku,
women.
Another man had
We
also
must
been watching
stand
Zainabu.
up.
His name was Bala, the strongest farmer in the village. He had loved Zainabu for many seasons, though he never had the courage to speak. When he heard of her meetings with a man from Aegon, his heart burned like dry grass in fire. "How dare a warrior take what belongs to Biku?" he shouted. "We are farmers, not slaves." He gathered the young men of Biku. "They think our women are their property. Are we dogs to them? No. We must show Aegon that Biku has strength too." Across the river, Prince Kato went to his father, Chief Gamba. "I want to marry Zainabu," he said proudly. "She will be my wife." The chief's face turned hard like stone. "You will marry a woman of Aegon blood," he said. "That girl is from Biku, our rivals. She will bring weakness into our bloodline." "She will bring only love and peace," Kato replied. But the old chief heard only defiance. "If you cross that river for her again,
If you
are
see
no
her
longer
again,
my son," he warned.
You are no
Now the
longer
river
my
that
son.
once carried friendship began to carry hatred. One evening, Bala from Biku crossed the river with two angry youths. They found Kato waiting for Zainabu at their meeting place. "You think you can steal our woman?" Bala shouted. "She is not your property," Kato replied calmly. "She is free to love who she chooses." Words turned to insults. Insults turned to fists. Fists turned to spears. By the time the moon climbed into the sky, blood had touched the earth. Two young men lay dead, one from Biku, one from Aegon. The river, which once connected them, now divided them like a sharp blade. When the news reached both villages, the peace shattered completely. Aegon prepared for war. Spears were sharpened. Faces were painted red with clay and anger. Biku gathered their strongest farmers, turning hoes into weapons, turning plows into shields. Mothers wept. Children hid. Elders shook their heads. And in the center of it all stood Zainabu.
I wanted
"This
love,
is my fault," she cried.
not war.
"I did not want war. I only wanted love." But no one listened. Only the drums of war were heard. The first battle took place near the riverbed. Warriors from Aegon charged like wild bulls. Farmers of Biku stood their ground like stubborn trees. Arrows, screams, and dust. Brothers killed brothers. Cousins struck cousins. All for one woman who had never asked to be fought over. Prince Kato fought bravely, but his heart was heavy. Bala fought fiercely, but inside him was confusion. Neither wanted this war, yet both had helped start it. After 3 bloody battles, the villages were tired. The land tasted hot. The river ran red at sunset. The elders from both villages finally agreed to meet at the ancient tree. This war has taken too much, said Mama Dad. Too much blood, said old Baba. They called for Zainabu to come forward. She walked into the circle, her eyes swollen from days of crying. Tell us, child, an elder asked gently, what do you want? Tears rolled down her cheeks as she spoke. I do not belong to Aegon. I do not belong to Biku. I belong only to myself and to the peace of this land. I will not be the reason another child becomes an orphan or another mother loses a son. The chiefs bowed their heads in shame. Then Zainabu did something nobody expected. She walked to the edge of the river. The same river that had once sung love songs for her now whispered warnings. If my beauty is a curse, she said, then let it end here. Before anyone could stop her, she stepped into the water. The river swallowed her gently.
Zainabu
had not died. She had become a spirit of peace, bound forever to the river to stop hatred between the two lands. A hush fell. He announced, Aegon and Biku will never raise weapons against each other again. And this river shall no longer be a boundary of hate, but a bridge of peace. We will call it Zaina River in her honor. Bala dropped his spear into the water. Kato followed. Soon, hundreds of weapons followed, sinking into the river bed. Peace returned slowly, like a wounded animal learning to trust again. Years passed. The flower in the river never died. It bloomed every season. Lovers from both villages came there to swear oaths of honesty. Children played by its bands without knowing more. And when elders told the story, they always ended with the same words. Never let envy become the reason for bloodshed. Never let love become an excuse for hate. Yes, the fighting stopped. Children began to fall sick without reason. Crops in Biku started to dry before harvest. Hunters in Aegon returned with empty hands. The soil became hard. The river level dropped. The white flower no longer glowed like before. The elders met again under the great Irako tree. This is not natural, Mama Dada said. Her spirit is crying for something we do not understand. Prince Kato, now a broken man without his love, devoted himself to the river. He went there every morning and every night, speaking to the water as if it could hear him. Zainabu, if you still exist, speak to me, he whispered. One night, while the moon floated like a silver eye in the sky, the river responded. Mist gathered. The water began to ripple softly, and a figure formed upon the surface. It was Zainabu, not fully human, not fully spirit. You ended the war, she said in a voice as soft as the breeze. But you did not end the hatred in your hearts. You only buried it under silence. Kato fell to his knees. Tell me what to do. I will give my life for it. Life is not what I need, she replied. Truth is. The next morning, Kato told both villages what he had seen. They gathered by the river, shocked and afraid. Then an old, forgotten truth rose into the light. It was not only Zainabu's beauty that caused the war. It was pride, jealousy, and old jealousy between the two villages, a jealousy that had lived quietly for many generations. The people had used her as the excuse for a war that was already inside their hearts. Shame covered them like dust. The curse was not from the river. It was from themselves. The spirit of Zainabu returned one last time, and the entire land trembled when she spoke. If you truly want peace, then unite beyond words. Unite by blood, by marriage, by home, and by name. The elders understood. To seal the new beginning, they made a powerful decision. A boy from Aegon would marry a girl from Biku every year. Families would exchange children for learning and farming. The two villages would now share one market, one council, one future. Prince Kato stood before the people and made the greatest choice of all. I will no longer be Prince of Aegon, he announced. I will become a son of both villages. My children will not belong to one side or the other. He built his home where the river once divided the land. Then something beautiful happened. The white flower glowed again. The river rose gently and became clear like glass. Fish returned. Crops grew taller. Rain fell again. The land accepted the people's change. Years later, a little girl was born near the river. When she opened her eyes, they sparkled like the surface of water under moonlight. Some elders wept. She carries the light of Zainabu, they said. But she was not born to destroy. She was born to unite. And from that generation forward, no one ever again said, "She is from Aegon," or "He is from Biku."